Let's talk about next month, because next month's going to be a very, very good event. It's going to be an event where we're going to look at our council candidates and see what they're planning for us and what they want to do. And I want you to know exactly how this process is going to work, because we need your help. It's our goal to provide each candidate a fair and equal opportunity to get their message out, and for the community to hear it. We have been running candidate forums and meet and greets since 2006, and we think it's an important thing, and we think it's an important thing that everybody gets a fair shake at doing it. All the city council candidates were invited, and all 5 candidates have agreed to participate. And as always, the Canyon Country Advisory Committee as an organization will not endorse any candidate or analyze their content of what they say at these things, because we want it to be, like I said, fair and impartial. Now, that doesn't mean that an individual or an officer cannot personally endorse somebody, but as an organization, we will not do it. The event will be video recorded, and each candidate presentation will be loaded on YouTube, just like we load all the other presentations, with links provided to our email list and also posted on our website. You actually can go out on YouTube and look at some of the candidate presentations from the last election or the one before, because they're still there. We haven't pulled them down. Now, we decided that maybe this time we wanted to change the process a little bit. Because of we found that we were having a little bit of difficulties in some areas, and to be honest with you, we have had comments made by past candidates, current candidates, and people in the audience, because they wanted this thing to run smoother and be able to get as many questions answered as possible. So when you'll see us next month, candidates will be seated at the table in the front of the room. The order of seating will be arranged alphabetically by last name, so that nobody can interpret that we have put anybody in. And someone, I know someone's going to ask me, so it will be left to right? Just like we write? And that's so that they can get up here at the podium and speak more quickly. All the presentations by the candidates will be made from the podium, and the order of candidate presentations will be determined by lottery. It's going to be our highly technical name in paper bag process, where somebody in the audience gets to draw the name, and it'll be drawn just prior to each candidate presentation. Now, they're going to get 2 rounds. And so we'll talk about that in a minute. So there'll be 2 times when we'll be drawing the names and bringing people up. A timing device is going to be provided, counting down time remaining for each presentation section. The time remaining will be visible by both the speakers, because this thing right in front of me right here, and if I had better eyesight I could read straight off of it, has the same thing on it that is being projected. So they will see this timer counting down time, and you're going to see it too. So that you're going to know how much time they have, and you're going to see how well they respect the time allotted. A tonal sound along with the appearance of a visual indication that time has expired, and candidates are asked to please respect the time allotted. There's going to be 2 rounds. The first round, each candidate is going to get 3 minutes to introduce themselves and provide whatever other information they feel is appropriate. And we think that's good. And then there's going to be 15 minutes for questions and answers. And here's really the place where we've changed the process. Written questions will be accepted from the public at the meeting, compiled and read by either a CCAC director or an officer. We're going to have a table where we're going to accumulate all these questions. Material will only be accepted if the person asking the question is present. You can't go bring a bunch of questions from a bunch of people that aren't here. So someone's going to say, this is a question from Tony Natoli, and ask Tony to stand up or raise his hand so that everybody knows that Tony is here, and then that question will be asked. When I send out the information about this meeting, I'll also send out a little form that you can use. You can just use a piece of paper, because all we would like you to do is write your question down, indicate who you would like the question to be asked of, and who you are. That's it. And if you took the time to do that ahead of time and bring us in here so that we could just, we'll have a table with a couple of CCAC officers, and they'll just put these things in a list. We'll put it in a, please note that if a person submits more than one question, only the first question will be asked, and then their name goes to the bottom of the pile again. And if you have time, it'll come up again. Or if you're the only person to ask questions, well, you'll get a whole bunch of them. But I hope that doesn't happen. Candidates will be allotted 90 seconds to answer each question. So we want quick, concise answers. What are you going to do to? I'm going to do this. Candidates, to be fair, other candidates and current city council members and the moderator cannot ask any questions. So we may not submit any other questions. We want those questions to come from you, the audience. Then on round 2, we'll go through our highly technical process again, and it will include an additional 3 minutes for each candidate to sum up their presentation or rebut something that was said before or whatever. Remember, when you're submitting questions, you will need to be present at the meeting to submit a question. We don't want people bringing up stuff that's going to proxies for other people. Identify which candidate you are asking and identify who you are. Are there any questions? Good. By the way, you might have noted this intuitively, but the reason why we're doing this is we don't want candidates filibustering, and we don't want audience members filibustering. We want to get as many questions in as we can.